Hello everyone, my name is Relax and Panic, and this is another reaction to Madoka Magica. Yes, we finished season 1, but still we are going on, because you told me that there is a movie. To be more exact, there are 3 movies. Well, number 1 and number 2 are just recaps of the series, although there seems to be new voice acting and some additional scenes and lengthened scenes, so I can see you could watch this, but we had this story already. So I skipped those and I jumped in directly to what you see here, which is Rebellion, which is the 3rd movie. As you are aware, I'm using 2 platforms right now to get my reactions up. One is on Google Drive and the other is dailymotion. So this is quite an easy one. On Google Drive, you can only watch 1000 views of a video. So this is for my Patreons and for, let's say, the first ones that click it. You can still download it later on, however. On Dailymotion, however, there seems to be no maximum, but there is a maximum of the file size. So I cannot react to the full movie at once, because the file size would be enormous, talking about gigabytes. They do not allow that. So I will split this movie, my reactions to it, into, as it seems right now, 4 parts. The first one you will find, as always, in my descriptions already. If you want to see the reaction itself, follow the Dailymotion link. If you want to download it, get the Google Drive. If you are within the first few, you can use the Google Drive link to watch it as well. So, I hope you enjoy. Once you've watched, please come back here and hear me out about what I thought about this part. And, well, we can discuss in length. As always, please do not spoil. I'm watching this possibly back to back, but I'm not sure if I can find the whole time for all of it. It is 2 hours, a very long movie, so I will have to see if I can punch through it in one go. I'm not sure yet. So, see you soon. For those of you who came back, welcome back. That was interesting, to say the least. I was struggling in the beginning a little bit, thinking, is this maybe a recap? But then it wasn't fitting because of multiple reasons. There were all of the girls already except for Homura. And in the original, they haven't met Mami yet. They hadn't met Kyoko yet. They have not been magical girls yet. What Madoka was here already, so it couldn't be a recap. It had to be like an alternate timeline, an alternate version. An interesting one. When Homura appeared, I thought once again for a second, oh, maybe this is a timeline where Homura first ever met Madoka and then made the wish to be able to time travel. But that wasn't fitting either, because Kyoko wasn't there at this time. So there were it is a mix-up of very many different versions. I think for the first half hour that we have just seen, in very many ways it is like this perfect little version that many would like to see, you know? They are all working together. They all like each other, which I like a lot. So for me, if I would end it now, it would be like the perfect last episode. All is fine, just relax. I'm a little bit afraid it will change. So it is the perfect would-be version. What if it would be like that? They have a lot of nice ideas. They're really playing the roots of the Supergirl stuff here, you know, of the magical girls with the turning videos and everything and music. But that's fine for me. I like it. So let's go through it. It is very likely something about the law of the cycle. The fact that if one would ever, whysoever, turn into witch, Madoka is coming, and the normally important part that Madoka couldn't be there, but she is. So question is, why is she there? We started off with this cinema version, which I really liked. It was a very clever way. They had this I will still call it the witch intro, the witch world, because it looks very much alike. And now it is not the witch world, it is a nightmare world, the nightmare dream. But the graphics is more neither the same, which I like a lot. I had this in the past of the season. I really, really like this idea. And they had someone inviting to the cinema, which is very fitting because we could see this movie in a cinema. So there was a clever one with this strange looking teddy bear. And in the end, they sat with him and brought him food. I was not sure at this moment what it was working now. Now that I've seen the second time that they defeat a nightmare, I think I got a clue. In this world, Kyosuke and Shizuku, checking, well, you know who I mean, are together, and it's not going so well, you know. At least he knows he likes her, but she likes him, that's it, sorry. But she's not happy with the fact that he has no time at all. I really like the name Captain Obvious. Nice one, very fitting. So he's, as we had it in the past, we discussed it a little bit about him. I don't mean bad on him by saying it, but he's unaware of the people that like him, and he doesn't care enough about it. He's very focused on his one goal, which is music, which on the one hand is completely understandable and fine. He has this one major goal. On the other hand, it makes him kind of a D, you know, the same that Kyubey was in the past. I don't know if that makes him a bad person. He's very focused. In other ways, when we are in the real world and there are persons like that, they tend to be kind of unsocial. But on the other hand, they are the most successful ones because they put all their energies in one goal only, in one line only. So, whatever. We had the intro. Okay, the intro was interesting. I'm not completely sure about the text, but it was very much a lovely and happy intro, except for Homura. And we can see this in this episode reflecting already. They're all very happy, working together, having fun. She's coming in and trying to, but in the intro she was sitting on her knees, looking more down. She had more black and shadow around her, so like she was depressed very much. And then there was a moment when she was sitting there and Madoka gave her hand to her, and when she touched it, Madoka fell apart to sand. So it is the fact that she's somehow aware something, especially with Madoka, is not real, is not working, is not fine. We know from the series that this cannot, as far as we know, be as it is now. Or couldn't be in the version of the universe that was created after Madoka's wish. So possibly she somehow sensed it. It seems she lost her memories from the past here. So she has normal, wiped this timeline memories, as everyone else has. But she has like glimpses, you know, like feelings that something is happening. Which possibly still is related to, on the one hand, maybe her time power. On the other hand, maybe to the fact that she was so close with Homura. Seriously, sorry, it was Madoka in the end. I'm not sure about that, however. But it is repeating now at the end of the, let's call it episode I just watched. So the intro was already like a hint in the direction. I asked myself if this series will go into this direction right now. If maybe we will see problems Homura has. Not sure. We have seen the airships. I saw them twice. So when they were sitting, Madoka and Homura, and were talking, I've seen them in the background. Not sure if they will be important, but they are definitely a difference from our normal world that we know. So it once again implements this alternate timeline, alternate universe theme. Had that, yeah. As I already mentioned, the witches of the past are now nightmares, which makes sense. The bad emotions, the tragedies, the suffering, everything still needs to get out, so it's nightmares now. We had the moment when the nightmare popped up, no more Sundays, and I don't want I don't want him to train anymore, just say it that way. Recitals. They have to disappear. When she did it and the nightmare pushed through, you could see it in her eyes that she had like red lines in her eyes, and then the nightmare pushed through and the world changed. And there was a shadow outside of the window. And I am not sure about this shadow. And now we could go overboard for everything. It could be Bebe, because that is a strange new thing. And by the figure he has, it could be him. Just by size, and he has those attached to his head, those thinking about, let's call it ears, it's not really ears. Like the girls had in their hairs. So it might be him, but on the other hand, it's a shadow. And seeing that we had a season before where the little helpful thing was the thing that was not totally trustworthy, it would be strange if they would go for the same story again. So I'm not sure about that yet. However, Bebe is a strange thing, something new that we haven't had before. While Kyubei, although being in the picture, especially here right now, at the moment is not having anything in the story. He hasn't talked at all. I'm not sure if he can. He's, at the moment he's very much like a cat, just that he looks different. So I'm not sure if Kyubei will be of any importance here yet. Or if maybe they just wanted to put him a little bit back because he got so much flames from the fans. In a positive way, I said it before, I really love Kyubei. He's a wonderful character. I had this in the last episode. I hope I praised him enough for you, for those of you who like him. And I didn't praise him for you, I praised him because I really, really like the idea that they used him, how they used him. That was really good. So, however, Bebe is different. He's with Mami, and seems to be like a catalysator, like a major thing they need for their fight. So, that's interesting again, because in the past, the thing of Kyubei was that he was needed to turn you into a magical girl. And you could get rid of the grief seeds with his help. So that's why he was important. He was needed, but he was not the total center. For the fight that they are doing now, in the end, it seems as though Bebe is the total center of it. Which once again brings questions. We will see. Yeah, he wants cheese. I don't know what it is with the cheese. I know that Mommy is very much about cheese. We discussed this. This thing seemed to be as well. Yeah, I talked about the turns. Sorry. I talked about the turns. The fact that the first three girls, Mami, Sayaka, and Kyoko, had a little bit, not much. It's PG. Well, at least partial. Are way more adult, and by being more adult, more grown up, a little bit more sexualized in their turning. So they're playing really, the animation is playing very much with the short skirts and everything. And the way they stand there shows a lot more of fighting capability. They're way more aware of their body, it seems. While Homura in her turning still has on the leggings and is way more dressed up, in the meaning of you can't see any skin at all except for her hands and her face still. And she had fun turning, but she still seems very insecure, which is fitting for the character. And Madoka is very, very childish, playing and just having fun, which is fitting as well. So there's like two sides we have right now in the team. We have 3 more grown-up girls and 3 way more children-like girls still. We'll see if it is important. Yeah, I like the fact that they work together during the fights. That is something we hadn't had before. So they did not only bring that they're a group working together. Even in the fights, you can see it. So Mami and Madoka had a duet attack, which I enjoyed. I always like if teams start working together. Those of you who watched Ruby know that it is one of the major things I always request. Don't fight alone, work with the others together. And we had Sayaka and Kyoko. Not really with a duo attack, but Sayaka used an attack and Kyoko improved it, to say so. By using this, they finally got the nightmare down. And then this thing happened again, which we had in the beginning, that they were feeding it. So it was about food. In the beginning, each of the girls brought in something to eat, which the nightmare ate, and then wasn't clear for me. It possibly turned into a positive dream. Here we had it way more specific. They had a round table. The nightmare was catched under a cheese glove. Not sure about the word. So that is something you put onto bread or cheese or something like, so that air doesn't get to it and it's not getting sour or whatever. It is very fitting. I know it mainly for cheese. So it is very fitting because it is Mami who likes cheese, and it is Bebe? Pepe? I think it was Bebe. I wrote him down somewhere. Where is he? Bebe. It was Bebe sitting on top of it. And then the girls were, in my opinion, very much having like a children's rhyme. Which children do if you play tag or things like, you have this 1, 2, here we do, stuff like that, chanting little easy stuff. And they did this with a cake. Who gets the cake? Who's in the cake? Not who eats it, who is in the cake. And each of them had some ingredients for the cake. So like cheese, a watermelon, and an apple, and also all this stuff. And there was one of those things, those worm-like creatures with the face and the huge biting part, which I may be wrong, but I think is the thing that in the series bit and shoot Mami. I'm pretty sure it is. So this thing was there. And as it turns out, it seems to be Bebe. So it was waiting who to chew, like who can I eat? And then they created this huge pile of food, this giant cake, and he ate that one. And once he did it, they kind of stabbed him, and the nightmare fell out. So I guess they like overfeed the nightmare. I'm not sure about that, how it directly works. However, they had the nightmare out, which in this case was shown as the face of the girl. So and she was depressed, you could see it, she was crying and everything. And Sayaka took her into his hand, which I found very fitting because it is Sayaka who went after the boy all the time as well, after Kyosuke, and she's over that, which I really like. By the way, it is about the Sayaka story, we discussed it. That is the way it could have gone as well, that she's like manning up, growing over him and over it. And in this version here, she seems to have done it. So she was caring for the girl that is going with the boy she once wanted as a friend. That's a tough thing as well, a hard thing, nice one. And she was petting her and being nice to her, and then you could see the dream, not the nightmare, the dream about Kyosuke, the music, him playing and everything. And by doing so, they turned the nightmare into a positive dream. And then they flew away into the sunset. And the positive energy that radiated out of this cleaned the soul crystals. Interesting and nice idea. I like it. Why not? Why shouldn't it work like that? The thing in question here is Bebe, because he's a major part. He's needed for it. You can't do it without him, it seems. And the fact that he looks a lot like the witch that once killed Mami. So what's going on? Yeah. We had that. Dream. Yeah. Okay, and in the end, we had Homura a little bit struggling when they were back in the real world. So I could have ended it there, but I was like, let's just go for the 30 minutes. Mo is still struggling with something is strange. She questions, was it always like this? Did we always fight like this? And we know they didn't. So she has some kind of insight. Question is why. She can see the faces of people are like strangely turning red. In the classroom, especially, you could see it. The faces of the magical girls didn't. Kyosuke's face didn't, as neither did the face of Shizuku. So it is maybe those you just cleaned of nightmares don't have this, but it seems everyone else is struggling with it. I guess it is nightmare magic, nightmare energy going through, because let's face it, we all have negative emotions from time to time. So possibly that's what she's seeing there. But if it is that, then it is like an endless journey again, because you can never clean every one of that. It's just not working. You just are like the fire department. You're jumping to the ones where it is burning right now, but you do not have time to tend for everyone. So nice. I really like it. I like once again the graphics of the nightmares here. The overall graphics, I might be wrong, but I think they improved it, especially so mainly the city, the landscape is way more sharp, way more detailed in my opinion. I really like the fact that they like a little bit, they petted us a little bit in the meaning of they gave us the perfect little world where all is fine for the moment. So that's nice. And well, yeah, I'm really looking forward to see what this movie will go on now. So this is it. You know what to do. Please feel free to comment, but please don't spoil. Leave a like, subscribe, do as you please. And the next one is coming very soon, I'm pretty sure. So this is it for today. My name is Relax and Panic. Goodbye and out.